Don't mind me. I'm just at the pool right now. I just got a lot on my mind. I wanted to just say this stuff really quick. I've been watching some Andrew Yang videos, and I gotta say, man, if you're black, I think you gotta get this guy a listen. If you're white, whatever, but if you're black, you really gotta get this guy a special listen. Um, I was thinking about Elizabeth Warren, like she has some sort of passion, and she's so sincere that it just like spills through. But Andrew Yang, he has a passion without the emotion. It gets people confused. You don't need so much passion when you're being logical. Elizabeth Warren feels like she needs to be super passionate in order to be logical because she's passionate about it, and then it can turn people off because then they start, then all the stereotypes would have some merit about women. It kind of sucks, but they would say, look at her emotions, look at her emotions, look at her emotions, and they would sell that on Fox. They would sell it no matter what her emotions were. They would sell the fuck out of it as something bad. And I understand women have emotions. I'm just saying that people have emotions, and sometimes it's used against them in certain situations, of course, to better the other person's cause. So I'm not saying anything to be chauvinist. I'm saying that her emotions will be used against her, and I think that's because that's how Fox News will try to spin her as a candidate. Andrew Yang, you cannot spin this guy. He doesn't give you anything to spin. It's just like you have to. I watched him with Jesse Waters on Fox News a couple of times, and this guy can't even. Jesse Waters has to give the most basic thank yous. Not thank yous, but oh, that sounds great. It sounds like it would work. He says little congratulatory comments that even Jesse Waters can't stop himself from doing. Then he spins shit with. He calls the freedom dividend welfare. Of course he does. Of course he fucking does. It would take him 10 minutes to read a paragraph about what that could really, really do for America. Like what it could really do if everyone had an extra $1,000 a month. Like what that would do. You know what I could do in advertising with that to grow my business? And you know how many people would have more money to buy my product? Like how incredible is that? It's an amazing concept that yes, we will grow our communities. I think they said it would be over $100 billion in the black community alone. Because let's say you have a 36-year-old husband. Oh, let's say you have a family, right? They have an older family, 45. They have 2 adult kids, 20 and 18. They both still live in the house because they're going to college. That's a lot of extra money for that household. That's what a lot of money. It's just a lot of extra money, a lot of extra help. It's not that we were always blow our money. There might be a group of people who would blow their $1,000. So what? So what? So what if they blow their money? I don't care about what they do with their money. I know what I'm here to do. Capitalists have never cared about what we do with our money. They just don't want to give us any. They just don't want to help us a little bit. They don't want to formulate any sort of plan that can really help out the mass population. What's the point of having the best GDP in the world and being the richest country in the world if only the 1%ers have the money and everyone else is just like, yeah, we're rich, we're America, we're rich. Well, we can't pay our bills. What's the point of that? It's not like everybody in America can say we're rich. No, America's rich while the 1% are fucking filthy rich. We're rich in everything, in culture and happiness and America pride and shit. We're rich in that. But people are dying every single day from depression in America. Come on. It just doesn't make sense anymore. And I'm not saying that a handout is for everybody because some people aren't going to use it right. It's a handout. But if you thought about what it could really do for you, you probably wouldn't waste your money. And I think people around you would be like, bro, you wasted your $1,000 again this month? You didn't do nothing with it? You didn't do nothing with it? You didn't take the extra money for the application fees you've been talking about? You didn't get that outfit you needed for that job interview? You didn't do nothing with it productive? Like, people aren't going to let you do that. We need to hold ourselves accountable. And I'll go even further. I'll go even further than the freedom dividend. I'll say, you know what? If we get the freedom dividend, and I'll say this. If we got the freedom dividend, I think that every single black person who received the dividend from the Andrew Yang presidency can do ourselves a favor with our money that we get from that place. It's not even an extra place. Because for a long time, I was thinking about this idea, but a lot of people would tell me, oh, I don't got the money for that. And of course they'll say that. But you mean to tell me in 365 days, you couldn't find $365 every year, one time? Either you do it per paycheck, it's up to $365, or you did it per month or whatever, however you want to do your payment. You can get by January 1st of the following year, you can't have $335 as a black person in America. I don't care if you're 18 and you don't got a job. You mean to tell me for the cause, for our ancestors, you couldn't find $365 for the cause, and then you give it to a trust. You gave it to an organization that was the most transparent organization in the world. I mean, they did all they could to be transparent. Every single thought behind every policy is out there for us to read on an app, on a website. Every single bill that they spend, we know where the money went because it's for our causes, for our thoughts, and for what we want to do. We send our $365 to a trust that is an app that's transparent. It tells us what they're doing with our money, tells us what we can focus our money on. We get to have input on where our money goes, what projects are most important, what places to go. Just 10 million people given $365 is 3.65 billion. That's not enough to change America. But if you took $3.65 billion to Chicago, what could you do? But no, not to just put money in people's pockets, to just take everything that's there and say, listen, you guys have a system in Chicago right now that puts our kids from their mama's house to prison. Okay, it hasn't worked. Let's do something different. We have $3.65 billion to create a new system that takes kids from their mama's house to victory, not the deathbed. How can we do that? We have some new ways. We build a whole new system. We create a whole new everything. And I'm talking to the smartest people and can figure this out. I have a whole lot of ideas if you want to hear them, because it's not necessary to do it all right now, because what happens is people just tell you how it can't happen. That's because I don't need y'all in the room for that conversation. I need the people who know it can happen, want to make it happen, and are willing to make it happen to be in a room when you got $3.65 billion. You know what, Oprah, you can be a billionaire. I don't need all your billions. I need $365. Jay-Z, you're a billionaire now. Congratulations. Keep all that. Just give us $365. T.I., you have 1 million followers. Will you tell some of your followers how dope it would be if we as black people had 10 million people at least to give us $365? That's the cost of a Nike outfit that you guys were all about when Kaepernick kneeled. I mean, $365. What would that do for us? We would have our own. We would be able to make decisions that we have total control of. We don't have to wait for anyone to do anything for us. I mean, I'm not saying they don't need to do something for the I get it. I understand reparations. But we always expect for the richest people to do the most, when we all can do the same. We all could do the same and it'd have a bigger impact quickly. And $3.65 billion isn't the most money. It isn't. What if this thing became such a popular policy or such a popular thing that we could take the same idea of taking a trust in every city. If you're from Chicago, but you live in LA and you want your money to go to Chicago, you send your $365 to Chicago. You can do it in the app. You can do it in the app. We can think of that now. We can make that happen. You at home can know where your $365 went. You build something so strong where it takes these kids, and you tell these kids, you say, hey, either you're going to leave, you're going to walk out your house tomorrow and go back to what you went to yesterday, and you say, I love that life and I'm cool with that life. I'm not mad at you. I can't judge you. You don't know what more than what you know, and it's fine. But today I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity to leave this location, come with me and trust me, because I'm going to guarantee you better days than what your plight looked like today. And if they can't commit to that on that spot within a 5-minute interview, then they aren't ready. And we don't need anybody like that around anymore. We don't need anybody that's not ready to snap out of it and realize how possible shit is. It's so fucking possible. Every fucking thing you want to do is fucking possible. Everything. Like, yes, saying shit like this is scary because it makes you a target to, like, who is he? I know I'm not Will Smith. I know I'm not have a fucking blue check by my fucking name. I'm not that fucking important to you. But what does it mean that we all can do more? We all can do simply $365 going to one place, and a lot of people don't give the money because they don't trust where their money's going. But what if it was transparent? I think we can do that. What if it was the most transparent fucking app ever made? I'm talking like every time they buy a vehicle to get a child from one place to another, they let you know why they had to do it. It's all there. There's like notes. Dodge Caravan purchased. This is our reasoning. And you can see that and say, you know what? I don't think they need a new Dodge. Even though the other one just wrecked because they showed you that too. I'm talking about you want to see everything already. We love looking at everything. We love knowing everybody's business. Find out what your business is. Where does your $365 go? And what can you do to help out in your community? We talk about Chicago all the time, and I hate to bring up Chicago because I don't know why it's like that. I'm not going to talk like I know everything about anything, but I've been there a couple of times myself. At least I can say that much. But I will tell you this. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. They're out there competing for money. Okay, $3.65 billion. Black kids are out there competing for money. What if you say, hey, come with me. I'll give you a sign-on bonus to leave the streets right now. The catch is, there is absolutely no affiliation once you say yes to me. You are not affiliated with anything. You have to forget that. Because you have an opportunity right now, you have to forget it. Can you shake it off right now? Can you snap out of it right? I know every reason why you went outside and did what you did yesterday. We know why. We understand each other. I get it. But you don't have to do that shit no more. We got all the right people in place right now. We got all the support you could ever need right now. You come with me. If they go back to the street, then they just made a decision for themselves. And then you know what? They're going to fucking regret it. They're going to think about it. They're going to say, you know what? Wow, I decided not to do it at the time, but I've seen the changes. I want to come back. There could possibly be a way back, but there will be zero tolerance for anyone who thought that, listen, we can't do this. That is not what we can do anymore. All those people who think we can't do something, you just have to wait, I guess. We need as many people who show up to want to do it and know it can happen to show up at the meeting, show up at the table, show up at the fucking live chat, whatever the situation is going to be some real people who know it can happen to show up at this point. Who are you? Do you just have influence? I don't need all your money. I don't need all your time. We need the right people to build something that can create something that can be the most transparent situation anyone has ever seen. There could be no objections to anything that's happening from anyone. It has to be like as logical as it can be. Just like if you listen to somebody like Andrew Yang talk, it's just logical. Why do you say immediately how tough things can be when you describe a situation? Why do we do that? Why are we programmed to think about how hard it can be first, rather than, yeah, I don't want to suggest that things are going to be easy. That's not the problem. It's just that you're going to come up against something, no matter what it is. No matter if my father gave me all the money in the world and said, all you have to do, Charles, is go walk to your Bentley. If I have to walk through 7 doors to my mansion house to get to that Bentley, I made a decision to walk through those fucking doors. I could have saw a door and said, damn, that's just too much door for me today, and set the fuck down. Everybody has an obstacle. You don't have to acknowledge it for being the worst in the world, but every single day you have to look at every obstacle not being no bigger than the door in front of you. You just move it the fuck out the way. Move it the fuck out the way. Open the goddamn door. Oh, somebody tell you no? Tell them why it can happen 7 more times. Why can't it? People are just stuck. It can't happen. It's comfortable here. It's comfortable here. I don't have to get disappointed here. If I'm here telling you it won't work, I'm pleasing myself. I'm pleasing myself, and I'm not scaring myself, and it just kind of keeps me safe because I don't have to work hard for something that don't work, and then I get to tell you I told you so. It doesn't matter. I'll fail more. I want to fail some more. I don't want to fail more. I failed a lot. I don't want to fail anymore, but I'm ready to like understand that it's time to go though. It's time to go. Like, I failed myself in the past because I let my ambition like move faster than my ability to do something. My ability to really get past something that I really wasn't ready for. And here I am. And I'm a bigger person now. And I don't want to be your president. I just want to be a spokesperson for something that's positive. Some people can literally look at everything and say it's so fucking possible. Everything is fucking possible. Everything is possible. Every fucking thing is possible. Think about it. Yo, you pick up a fucking phone that calls like everybody in 10 seconds, or everybody can be like, everything is possible. Everything is possible. They already knew that a long time ago. That's why they just kept on making more technology to get us there. Everything is possible. You want to fly? Bingo, you're flying now. You want to talk to somebody in Texas, you're in Chicago? Bingo, you can do it. Like, you want to talk to people video? Of course we did. It happened. Like, they're thinking about everything and they're making everything happen. But you mean to tell me we can't create a system where everybody's happy? But I think it sounds crazy because, like, how can everybody be happy? Well, one, they gave their money assuming that they trust you. So if they trust you and you're doing all you can to be extremely transparent, then hopefully they can read all the information. And even when they disagree, it's going to be the sort of disagreement that's fair. It's going to be, you know what? I thought that the better value was the Nissan van and not the Dodge vans. I want to talk like that to people. I don't want to argue about the stupid stuff that doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk about, hey, we know that money moves things. We know that people get turned off when you ask for too much from them. What if we ask from a little from everybody? A little from everybody. If you got an 18-year-old in your house right now, it should be your job as a parent to say, you know what? You got 365 days to earn and save your 365 for next year so you can give up your money for the cause. Because we just fixed Chicago. We put $3 billion in that city. We had enough to pay teachers a living wage in that city. Not living wage, a great wage. We had a way to pay all the superintendents, and not just all the superintendents who are there. I'm talking about a system where they can stay and teach wherever they want to teach, or they can come apply for our location. And when I interview you, I just want to hear your I want to hear your mission statement for the children. Like, that's all you have to give me. Your past, I want to know you were a teacher, yeah, but I got to see your passion for this. Like, if you don't come in there with passion, if I don't need you, we don't need that no more. We don't need no more naysayers, no more, man. We don't need like, we need real people who really feel like this shit can be, it's possible. Why isn't it possible? And why are you guys telling me it ain't possible? Okay, I'm gonna end it on this, and I'm just gonna, no, I'm not. It's too little too much. I don't want to make a lot of enemies. I really want to make a lot of friends. I want to find a lot of people who can help me do something that's really big, that's really great. And I'm going to do my best not to like reflect on things that I find to be negative, but sometimes you have to say a negative thing and then show how silly it is. But I don't want to always have to do that. I think that I can just keep a message of, hey, we can do anything. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, I want to sort of, there's only a few things that we know that you can't do, right? We know that you can't just go to the moon. Like, and nobody can just say, I'm going to go to the moon, right? And just do it, right? You can't just do anything. But if you're logical and you set a real goal, I guarantee you can do it. Literally. If it's logical at first, it has to start off as a logical plan, though. Like, if I want to be a millionaire, I can do it not only because I think I can do it, but because there's so many fucking ways to do it. That means I can keep trying every single thing until it works. That means that if I'm going to be a millionaire, I can't stop after the first thing doesn't work. I have to say, damn, that didn't work. But damn, here's another idea. I'm going to push that one forward until it works better. And then I'm a millionaire. Like, you give up, then you ain't going to be a millionaire. Then you can say dreams aren't good and dreams don't work. No, have you given up on your dreams every time? Then I guess you could tell me that. But I'm not that kind of person, you know. I'm failure, sure, it happens, but learning lessons, sure, it happens. But you know, for me, it's all about doing things now, and I think it's time to really do things now. You know, it's really time to like really do some things now. I'm sorry about my my vibes right now with the, you know, but I'm really in the mode now, man. I haven't been in the mirror trying to get handsome right now for nobody, man. I've just been sitting back really thinking about like this life, man. Like, this shit is not forever, you know what I mean? Like, not the least bit. Like, our forever is, if you're selfish, then you're like, yes, forever for me, fuck it. But like, we're so much bigger, man. Like, there's no other group of individuals, I say individuals as organisms, there's no other group of organisms who don't work together like fucking humans. Like, humans are the only organisms on this planet who have divided each other off into so many segments that they can't even work together in any capacity, at any level of government, homes, schools, any form of togetherness. We have issues with it, even in families. So I just think that, man, we're broken people. And I think that if you just believe some simple ass shit, and it has to be all positivity, everybody has to be with it. And when somebody's negative, you got to shake them out of it. Don't do that to us. We got to be positive. What if one ant every single fucking day got up and walked out of fucking ant hill and was like, nigga, this is gonna be a hard day today. I'm gonna go back inside and discourage everybody from doing anything today. There would be fucking dead colonies everywhere, because there would be enough persuasion of negativity. Nigga, I think there's something out there eating ants today. There's got to be something eating ants today. There wasn't nothing yesterday, but today's got to be the day. There's something eating ants today, so we're not gonna go out there today. And then the whole colony just fades away. You know, I think that we're the only organisms that don't work together, man. We're the only organisms that don't work together, man. And not just levels of color. I'm not talking about just race. I'm talking about as a people. Like, we're supposed to be unified with humans. You know, we're supposed to be humans. Not even race shouldn't be something we're talking about. We should just be like humans from Africa. You know, it should just be like some simple shit like humans from Africa and humans from Asia and humans. And like, as soon as we start seeing them as different, we got to stop that as much as possible. Because once somebody's different from you, like, you start losing empathy levels and levels and levels and levels of empathy. And then once there's no empathy, is what happens today. You know, everybody's a human. Everybody deserves as much value as you put on yourself. And then you can go about your day probably the best way possible for everybody. Some people, when I respond to customers sometimes, they be like, I don't get responses because I'm overly excited sometimes. And I really am passionate about anything that I want to do. And sometimes I drink the Kool-Aid for companies, and then I want to work for myself because I drink their Kool-Aid and I'm all about it and I be all into it, and then I want to share ideas, and then you start noticing, no, I don't want to hear your shit, they don't hear you. So I like gotta back away, you know, and that's just happened to me. And here I am now with the opportunity to just have some freedom. You know, that's what this is all about. Letting it go for a minute, man. Like, you know, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do because I got a lot of plans, but I'm talking about like where I'm gonna go with it, where how far I want to go with everything. Like, you know, I cap myself off because I don't want to be famous. I just want to be able to like change some minds and make something better somewhere, like at least around me. Like if I just change my household enough to where every single day of the sanctuary, I want that. But if I can change my community, if I can change, and you know, sometimes it's like we try to change the community from inside of it. You know what I mean? You can't always change the community from inside of it because it's just if you visualize anything, like if you're gonna pick up, if you have a plan to do anything, you gotta have a plan to do it. There's a way to wash a car. You can't, when you rinse a car, you don't start from the bottom. You have to start from the top so the water cascades down. It just makes more sense. So if you're gonna fix a community, you can do it from the inside because you have to not police it, but you have to monitor it and put out all the fires, right? You have to be inside of the community to put out all the fires. And that's up to the people on the outside of the community to be fixing the community though. The people on the outside of the community need to be ones fixing the community, so the ones inside of the community aren't always putting out fires, they're just loving each other. Like, with a bunch of money, you can fix Chicago. A bunch of fucking money. Like, you would have to make the change so drastic. And I'm not talking about more policing. I'm talking about a place where there are no police. There's only one rule. We pay you to be here. It's no, you are not affiliated. You cannot cut up. This is like literally getting the time chance of a lifetime. Will you take it or not? And this is not no games in that school. It's not a military school. It's not none of that. It's just some super caring people who look at children in their eyes and give them real talking, real lessons and real opportunity and real empathy and real care and really have sympathy for them and sit them down. Long mental health sessions, long mental health talks, long talks about their future, long talks about what they really want to do, long conversations about these kids opening up about what they went through in their life, long conversations so they can cry for the first time in years, long conversations so they can talk about all the hurt that they've been through in their little lives and that all the things that they experienced they shouldn't have experienced so early in life. Long conversations so that we can stop telling these kids that they're victims of anything. They are alive. Let's go. We can make a change now. We can make a real change now. Like, it's not impossible. Like, somebody put together a budget with $3.65 billion, please. Tell me how many resources they would have to take some acreage, build everything they need. I'm gonna just keep it simple. You build a school, state-of-the-art location, you got all the money in the world to do so. The school, right? How many people can it house? You all determine that. You take that amount of people as housing, school/housing. You also find a livable income for these children while they're there, learning, working, after school hours, whatever they're up to. You find a livable wage. I came up to about 32, 34 for the children. You can now pay the teachers $75,000 at least $75,000, $80,000. That's above the median. Then you can pay administrators who are a little bit above that. I don't even know the school system. I'm just talking about layers of this. I know there's layers. You can pay them six figures easily. Build a state-of-the-art school, and then on top of that, there's also going to be opportunity for more money coming in every single year at the same rate of $3.65 billion if necessary. That's because Chicago can now be adopted. We focus on one area, then we adopt Chicago, and people can start allocating their funds and wherever they want it to go. But we can focus on certain areas. So let's say we focus on that, and then we focus on another city, and then we focus on another city. It could be a little template for everyone to take the same sort of idea that their local population can pitch in a real fund of a transparent system that they can trust and all agree on where the money goes. And it has to be the most logical moderators in the world doing this. The most logical moderators. They don't have to know everything. They just have to hear two arguments and make the best situation the best. You don't have to be a psychologist. You just have to have someone who understands that, hey, you're not being fair. We understand what you want to happen, but you're not being fair. How are we hurting you by improving this society over here in this way? Tell me, please. And make people tell you what they mean. Let them tell you why this shouldn't work, why it can't work, why 10 million people who have spent more than $365 a year on frivolous things. I'm not just saying because I think it's frivolous. I'm saying maybe there are things that $365 to Chicago would have been more valuable than. Whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe it's something that you could tell me would be, you know what, that's a more valuable investment with my 365, because the 365 I wasted on before, it didn't go towards nothing productive. So what if your 365, you can look at it, you now have access to a website or an app. You can read everything you need to read about the city. You can talk to the kids. You can send them promotional messages. You can come to the events. You're welcome there. You're welcome to come in and give your. If you have a story to tell, we have an open house policy where you come in, you do some good. You can come too. It's wide open, and every single community has that opportunity. It could be possible. Man, come on, it's so possible. I don't even have to get into the technology, because it's so possible that, of course, it's possible. Like, I don't even have to say much. Transparency is possible in an app that tells you where every single dollar is spent, up to $3.65 billion. I'm sure they can count that. I'm sure they can monitor it. I'm sure you can click on a little link that tells you, oh, this amount of $2 million went towards here, and you can keep breaking it all the way down till you find out the teacher's name and how much they were paid in salary. So what? So what? It's gonna all be equal, because it'll be equal pay for everybody. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be all equal pay, so we don't have to hide shit. How much do y'all make? Well, the administrators here make this. Male, female, doesn't matter. How much do the teachers make? Well, here, they start here, and then they get a little bit more with experience and other accolades. They gain more, but it starts here and gets here. Fair. Everybody knows it. No big deal. It can be possible. It doesn't have to be any politics involved. Just be a new organization of people trying to help people. And it can start with 10 million people or 10,000 people. Just something to give something to move something forward. It's time to, have the power. We've been black power, black everything, brown pride. Everybody's got their pride. But what is all that pride and power without progression forward? Like, real things moving forward. Like, where do we go now with all this power? We got to push. So that's my 2 cents on it. Hey, I don't want to offend anybody, man. Everything you do is going to offend. Somebody's offended with my beard being messy. Somebody's offended with everything that's happening. It's just people. Come on, man. I'm getting so... I want to be myself so bad, man. But you guys are like... come on, man. Like, we got to really find the right people now, man. Petty is getting too much attention in our lives, man. Petty is getting so much attention. Petty is holding us back in America. And I'm not going to blame nobody for petty. It's just true that petty is running rampant in this world. And it's time to, really get some things along now. We got to think logical and not be petty anymore. It's time to move forward. It's time to move forward. And right now I'm watching Elizabeth Warren. I'm watching Andrew Yang. Those are my two. Everybody else is great, except for Trump. Everybody else is great. I understand. I'm all for your message. I get it. But there has to be a messenger now, like the right person. I don't think the right person is there yet. We need to mix between Andrew Yang and Elizabeth Warren. I could wait for somebody. I think Cory Booker has potential, but I think we have fatigue on you know what I'm saying. We might have a little fatigue on that. America might not say, well, we can't do it back to back. We don't want to do that. They want to go for something else. It's just a variety of the day, I guess, but it's just how we are. So I hope that Andrew Yang and Elizabeth Warren make strong messages in the first debate, because I really want to hear them talk and say some things in front of the world and let it be clear what their message is, because maybe if they can talk without when they're in... Elizabeth Warren does a lot more podium moments, and Andrew Yang does a lot more sit-back interviews, so he's able to be more tone with me. So I'm listening to Elizabeth Warren. I want her to hear her talk to me now. She's been yelling at me on the podium for a long time now, and I'm trying to hear her say something to me. So I'm still waiting, but I love her passion. I love what she's saying. She's so humble. She's so fair, and her thinking is so awesome, But Andrew Yang is talking to me, though. He's literally talking to me. He's like, yeah, man, every issue we have could be solved with the freedom dividend. If you think of it the right way, it's $1,000 to every single person for doing nothing but being alive, and that's kind of welfare-y, fine. But if you don't consider it welfare and call it the freedom dividend, and you're like, well, I now have the freedom to purchase this camera, right? Or I have the freedom and the ability to, rent a car that's only $700 a month. I can make a profit there, and I can then make money with Uber. It can turn into anything. You really can say, damn, this really would work now. I have $1,000 to do something more for myself. Or you can say, I got more money to buy more Gucci bags. It's your choice. But either way, it's still going to improve the community, because as long as they bought that Gucci bag in your community, then it's boosting up everybody. It doesn't matter anymore. It's time to really go forward with real things, real ideas that really keep us moving forward. And I think we're trapped in something, man. I hope we can wake up out of it. We're trapped. We're trapped in something, and we got to untrap our brain. Our brains have been like hypnotized in some loop, and it's crazy. I was in it. I was in that loop for a long time, not even realizing it. And sometimes it comes with maturity, but sometimes it doesn't come with age. It just comes with, the right sort of just kind of snap out of it. I don't know what happened to me, but something happened. I snapped out of it, and I hope that people can just see what things in front of their face as what it is. Hey man, I'm not trying to be a superstar. I don't want to be famous at all. I just want to have a phone call with somebody that can help me move some stuff forward. So, I don't want to be famous. I swear I don't. I swear I don't want to be famous. I swear I don't want to be famous. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of what you guys will do to me. I'm scared of what you guys will say about things that I care about, and it's fucking hurtful. That's kind of how things are nowadays, man. I don't want no sympathy either. Fuck. But I'm mad, man. I'm just mad, sad at the world right now, man. I'm mad, sad at everything. Like, we're so far away, man, from good shit, man. I don't even know. You just forget about friends now. Like, you forget about people so fast. You forget about everybody. So you got so many things rolling up in your head all the time, all the ways, every direction. At least I do. I'm trying to fix everything in my brain all the time, man. So I don't have a one-track mind. My mind goes everywhere. And it makes me lose focus on certain things that I'm supposed to focus on that really do matter, So I'm trying to get better in those areas. And all right, peoples, ranting enough. All right, bye.